Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I am starting a new series on the channel, and that's where I will be critiquing your photos. Basically, if you're following me on any of my social media platforms and you want to be a part of this, you'll just send an email over to me or a DM, and we can get that squared away and get you a part of this. This will be the first episode, and things I'll be going over are little simple editing things that maybe I would change, things I like, things I don't like, all basically from my perspective. And then we'll be maybe going over a little bit of composition changes, or if the composition's spot on, just a nice glaze over your guys' photos to hopefully push you in a direction that enhances the skills. I'm excited to do these. I think it'll be fun to kind of look at everybody's photos and talk about images, especially automotive images for that matter. So our first image is sent in by WIVSI. That is his Instagram handle, and I'll put that in on the screen here. I'll have it pop up for you guys. And he sent in this beautiful Porsche with an awesome mountain range in the background here, like an absolutely beautiful landscape. I think even if you didn't have a Porsche here, you're pulling the car over and you're shooting it. Like, who cares what car it is? Absolutely beautiful, and you know, let's just dive right into it. Absolutely love that he got that little moon in there, even though it's still kind of daytime. Looks awesome. And you know, just kind of glazing over at a first glance, love the photo. I love the composition that we got here. You know, cars in the bottom portion of the frame. Very cool. Looks nice and centered to that. You know, not seeing any problems there with the composition. You know, that's just such a cool little detail that you got the moon in there. You know, diving deeper into like a little bit of the details, let's just point out, you know, you got to clean up these little dust spots on the lens. You know, generally most lenses will have these if you haven't recently got them cleaned. If you've been shooting with that lens for quite some time. You know, I got dust spots there, we got a dust spot there, so you got to clean those up. There's another one up here. Yeah, another one right there. So you're gonna want to touch a couple of those up. I personally like this little haze here. I think that's a cool little glow coming from over there. I don't know if, you know, maybe we could have enhanced that a little bit more, just to, you know, something like, even if it was just like on a screen with white, if we could enhance it on a radial. I'm gonna do these little touches really quickly because I'm not planning on editing these shots. I'm just gonna dive in here and show you guys a little something. But okay, so yeah, we got our screen here on white, and like something like that just adds a little bit of a separation. That might be a little too much, so you come down in 50%. Now there's a little bit more emphasis on that haze coming and making the further mountains seem even further, getting more separation there. But yeah, so I really like what's going on here, and you can maybe make the sky even more dramatic. You come in here and put soft light on, and we'll switch this to black, and you can like do a little gradient pull. Obviously I'm working with a low res JPEG here, so you're gonna see banding, but if you were on the raw file and you were doing those pulls, you'll get a nice gradient coming from the top left corner, like if you had like a little grad filter on your lens. And if it's affecting the glow here too much, you just, you know, you can throw that on a mask, set it to black, and we can like take the glow out diagonally, so it's only coming from one area. So that's probably around what I do with the sky or something. You know, you don't want to drop in another sky, you're going to lose that moon unless you have like a moon layer and you could drop a different moon in. But generally I love the color tone of the overall image. Especially, I think it plays really well with the I'm going to get rid of these changes for you. I think it really plays well with the red car. The blue and red complement each other nicely. It draws your eye right down there. The whole photo is almost kind of monochromatic. I know we got white here, you know, light blue here, but even your darks are like, they have a dark blue to them. Even like a little bit of the green, you know, pine trees have like a little blue cast to them. So like I like, it's almost like a split tone, but it doesn't look like a gradient map was ran on it. It looks like a natural split tone, and I like that with the red car. If this car was blue or something, maybe it would get lost, but it's kind of awesome as far as the color tone goes. As far as a guardrail, you got, I'd like to see that little white tag taken out. Getting a little closer into the image. Everything else looks pretty good. I'd probably leave those power lines in here. I mean, you could maybe take some of the annoying things out, like maybe that could come out, because from out here, everything else is barely not. You're not gonna see any of those other things, but that's kind of nitpicky. I don't think it needs to come out. Another thing that's kind of bothering my eye is this white line down here. And it's not so much that the white line's there. I understand that we're on a road and we got a white line here. It's not that bothers me. It's the fact that it like dips. Cause your car looks pretty parallel with the frame, which I like. I like that. But then we have the guardrail that just like slowly sags, and then the road slowly sags, and then this slowly sags, and it almost like kind of looks like a lens distortion, but it's probably just the road actually starts to, drop down. So, something you could do is you could probably mess with the, warp and try to make some key points on the warp here. If you see, if I'm just holding control and clicking to give myself more points, you can add in more points now, and I would probably try to do this needs a lot more time than what I'm going to show you here, but I'd probably try to take this corner out and straighten the image a little bit more, just so it looks like it's not falling off, it's not going downward, and then you'll have this nice straight horizontal line basically. Let's just cancel this. But yeah, you can almost see it right there when I clicked off of it. That's definitely something I would maybe put a little of attention to, and it's just lifting that corner. There's a bunch of ways you could do that, lifting that corner, but you could take like the liquefy as well. If I come on the normal layer here, you could take the liquefy and just go really big with the brush, and just take the guardrail and lift it a little bit. Take this and lift it, right? So now, obviously you got some areas here that you got to drag back down. Our guardrail looks like it's going straight now. Our road looks like it's going straight. Obviously we have that little area that's an issue, which it's not in the main file, but if the photo lifts on you like that and you see the checkered there, it's going to be a simple fix. You're just going to go like this, and you're going to clone, the road up there, and you're just going to like take that little checker right out. You're going to paint back in your ground if it did lift there. It didn't though. But you can see even now the liquefy, you see it's like the littlest change, but it keeps it now the guardrail needs a little bit more work, but now you can see we're nice and straight across, which before it like sags out. You see that's like a weird little change, but like I said, that's kind of nitpicking as well. I'm seeing this now here too, that we just don't need those little speck highlights there. You could take those out. As far as the car goes, I'm pretty happy with the car. I would probably have just ran a separate layer on the wheels and ran them on like a tiny bit brighter, or pumped a little bit of fill light in there. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. You could have ran just like maybe on the side here, this whole side with the wheels. You could have ran like, got a brush and like camera raw and just did like a very low fill light and just brushed that whole car in right there, and then I probably would have been a little bit more happy with that. I'm not so much bothered by the red. I think it's just the wheels. I wish there was a little bit more brightness on the wheels. Like this wheel is almost okay. That wheel's almost okay, but this one's starting to get pretty dark, so I would have liked to see a layer where there was a little bit more light in the wheels. But yeah, so this will wrap up this image as the first photo critique, and I really appreciate you sending it in. I'm going to drop his Instagram handle up here on the screen again. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more of these. I'm going to try to pump them out as fast as possible, and I appreciate it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this. Leave a like on the video if this is something you're into. Comment below if you do want to be a part of something like this, and I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.